Good morning, everyone. I'm here. My name is Ashley Dietrich, if you don't remember, and I am a Diamond Beachbody coach. And today we are talking about a day in the life of a Beachbody coach. So this is kind of a little peek into my life and how I make it work in my daily schedule. So let's jump right in. So for those of you who don't know, and I don't remember if I mentioned this in one of my other videos, but I am married. My husband is an apple grower. So he works from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. Monday through Friday. And then most days he works at least half a day on Saturday as well. So that's just kind of a general outline of how my week works. We have 3 kids, ages 4, 3, and 1. And our 4-year-old is in preschool. So this is kind of how I make it work. Now, keep in mind, as those of you who know, who have kids, things just kind of got to go with the flow a little bit, at least in my life. So this is a very loose schedule that I do try to follow as closely as possible. But of course, many days I don't get to stick to it as closely as I'd like to. But okay, so here we go. So ideally, I would wake up at 5 a.m., which if I'm being completely honest, I'm really working towards that still. So 5, 6 a.m., somewhere in there. I get up, I have a cup of coffee, and I do my personal development. Personal development is something that all Beachbody coaches do, and it can be done in many different ways. But basically what it is it's any sort of audio or book or anything like that just kind of adds value to your own life. So, for example, one of my favorite books is called The Compound Effect. So I read this a lot, and then this author, Darren Hardy, has a lot of like audio things that I listen to. So he's great. So usually I'll do maybe anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes of personal development in the morning. And then get my workout in, hopefully in the morning before the kids get up, and then take a shower, eat breakfast, more coffee, and just kind of get myself ready. On the days that I do that and I get all that done, I have a way better day. So then whenever time is left over before my kids wake up at about 7:30, I do some work. So one of the first things I do when I sit down to work is I check into my challenge groups. So I run at least one challenge group a month, and I check in with everybody and see how they're doing. I answer any questions, but most importantly, I put up that day's challenge. And so they can go on with their day and just kind of, have that for them. So I make sure I do that in the morning, and then I usually try to get a post up in the morning on my business page. And then I look through my messages or my emails, and I kind of skim them to pull out the most important thing. So if there's anything somebody needs that's urgent or, something like that, I try to answer those right away. So by 7:30, my kids are up, we have breakfast, we get dressed, and then my daughter has preschool at 8:30. So we leave about 8:15, we take her to preschool. We get home about 8:45, and from about 8:45 to 9, I'm just kind of getting the kids back in the house and settled, and maybe picking up what I didn't pick up for breakfast. And then once I get them settled at about 9 o'clock, my 2 youngest, my 1-year-old and my 3-year-old, just kind of play by themselves or together. So from about 9 to 10, sorry. Did you bump your face? Yeah, you bumped. Oh, so from about 9 to 10 they play, and then and I usually sit down and do some work. So I'll either work on my laptop in the living room where they're playing, so I can be right by them, and get them, change a diaper if I need to, or get somebody some milk or whatever I need to do. So I never go and close myself off, obviously. So I do, that's for about an hour, the kids play. And then about 11 o'clock, this little one goes down for a nap, and She usually naps anywhere from like an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that gives me a good chunk of time to get any housework done that I need to do without a 1-year-old, like unloading the dishwasher or maybe mopping the floor or something like that. And then if I didn't get my early morning workout in, which honestly most days I don't, then I do it at that time while she's taking a nap. And so then about 11 to 12, we're just kind of playing and hanging out. Typical stay-at-home mom stuff, obviously. So sorry. And then, just a second. You need something? And then, so sorry. So then about noon, we have lunch. And sometimes, because my husband is an apple farmer, he works close by. We live on one of our apple farms. So he often comes home for lunch, which is kind of nice. So we kind of get to hang out for like an hour. And then by 1 o'clock, Ava, the baby, is awake from her nap. And I give her some lunch and we play. And then from about 1:30 till 3, it's kind of just an open forum. So I kind of just let it be and go with the flow. I don't have it super scheduled during that time. Sometimes my 3-year-old takes a nap. So when he does, then I'll just sit down next to Ava on the floor and she'll play and we'll read books and I'll be on my laptop or on my phone answering messages, sending people links to order their programs. Sometimes I do things like this where I create videos during that time. So it just kind of depends on the day. But I have a little flexibility between like that 1:30 and 3 o'clock time. So by 3:15, we're in the car and heading back to preschool to pick up our oldest. And we're home about 4 o'clock. So from 4 o'clock till 4:30, I have sometimes a small window where I can multitask, and I'll be on my phone, answering questions again, chatting with people about their programs, and helping people with meal plans or just anything like that. So then I can just do quick, and I can sit down and walk away from right away if I need to, if my kids or family needs me. So from about at 4:30, I usually start supper. We eat about 6 o'clock, and then from 6 to 8, I really, really try, and I'm still working on this, and I'm trying to completely shut down from work from 6 to 8, just so that I can get 2 hours of family time, because my husband gets home at 6 and we eat. And then our kids usually go to bed between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. So that doesn't give us a lot of family time after he gets home. So from 6 to 8, I really like to leave that open so that we can spend some time together. So we'll do baths, the whole thing, clean up from supper, pick up toys, jammies, read books, go to bed. So by 8 o'clock, we're kind of free. So at that time, the night kind of depends on what I have going on. Typically from 8 to 9, I'll work. So I'll create some posts for the next day that I can schedule. I'll set up my challenge group. If it's that time of the month, I'll set up, there's just a list of things that I might need to do. So I'll just do those things from that hour. It's kind of like my power hour, because I usually always have 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night free. And then at 9 o'clock, it kind of depends on the day. But at 9 o'clock, if I don't have a team call, then I try to shut down and be done with work by 9 o'clock. So from like 9 until whenever my husband and I go to bed is just kind of our time. Sometimes we'll just lay on the couch and watch movies or TV. Sometimes we'll, I'll do some laundry and fold laundry, and we'll just kind of do whatever at night. So it's kind of a general outline of my day, and I'm usually in bed by 11 o'clock at the latest. So a few other things that goes on in my week is every Monday night I run a fit club, And so in my community, we meet at our church, and we go in the church basement. There's a big open room, and we work out for like an hour. So it's super laid back. It's free. So I do that from 7 to 8 o'clock on Monday nights. So that does kind of cut into my 6 to 8 o'clock family time, but it's only one of the nights a week. And then on Tuesdays, right now, for about 6 weeks, I'm playing cards in a league with my mom. So I'm gone Tuesday night for like a few hours. And then Wednesday night, we have our team call, which is basically, it's called a Zoom call, but it's basically like Skype. So everyone on our team gets on, and we talk about our goals for the week. And it's about a 40-minute call, so from 9 to 9:40, 9:45, something like that. We get on and we just chat. And oftentimes it's just, what's been going on in our lives. And it's just a really cool time and a cool sense of community that we create with our teams. So meaning our other coaches. So I look forward to that every night, meeting with those girls. Sometimes we have a glass of wine. Sometimes, while we're talking virtually, sometimes we just kind of hang out, and if we've had crappy weeks, we talk about how crap it was, and we talk about how to make it better. So it's a really empowering call that I look forward to. So that's on Wednesday nights. Thursday nights, my husband and I have date night. So typically it's just in-home date night. So Thursday nights, usually I don't work, which means at one of my working points during my day on Thursday, I'll schedule an evening post so that I don't have to physically be on my phone posting or answering questions or something Thursday night. So from like after the kids go to bed until we go to bed is just kind of our time. So we love the show The Blacklist, so we watch that on Thursday nights. And then sometimes we'll just, have a glass of tea and hang out. Sometimes we'll play cards. Sometimes, sometimes we just hang out. Like, I don't know, we don't do anything specific. So it's kind of a date night, but it's more or less just our time night. And then Friday and Saturday, of course, there's your normal stuff going on in the weekends. Friday, my daughter doesn't have preschool, so we do have gymnastics go in the middle of the day, so that I'm actually able to work for about an hour while she's doing gymnastics. They have a great playroom, so my two younger ones play in there, and they have Wi-Fi, so I get on my computer, I get on my phone, and I work for like 45 minutes to an hour. Saturday, again, it's like any typical Saturday. Sometimes we're doing stuff, sometimes we're not. So I just kind of play it by ear on Saturdays. And Sundays I try to work as minimal as possible because it's the only day of the week that my husband is completely off of work usually. So Sundays are super laid back. We get up and we go to church, and then the rest of the day we just play, or maybe we'll go visit his grandparents or things like that. But I try not to work. I try to have my posts in my challenge groups and on my pages scheduled. Otherwise, I just take a couple minutes to do that. But for the most part, I don't do much work on Sundays. I kind of take that day off. So that's what works for me. And that's what I'm still tweaking. I don't ever think it's going to be a perfect system, but but I'm always striving to make it better. So I hope that kind of helps. If anybody has any questions about that, or if you're considering coaching and how you might want it to work for you, just know this. The main thing that I can tell you is that Beachbody coaching is completely moldable to your own life. You can mold it to fit almost any life. I mean, look at Natalie and Megan and I. All three of us have very different lives. But it all works perfectly in our lives. So it's very cool just to how you can literally create your life by design. You can design your own job. You can design your own life. So it's very, very neat. I'm very blessed to have this, and I hope you consider it. If you think that it's something that could work for you, let's get the conversation going and ask some questions. So if you can think of anything, post it in the comments below, and for any of us, not just me, and we will answer your questions as soon as we can. Have a great day, guys.